That way, because I see that we got a few latecomers this evening. So welcome, Karen and Blanca. We are going to talk about Facebook Live and give you a checklist to help you with it and talk about why, how, who, what, when, why, and how it benefits your business. So I watch the chat and the participants and I will share. So welcome our hosts this evening, Mark and Drew from Movement Mortgages, Movement Mondays. And over the next few weeks, we're going to talk all social media. Every 2 weeks, there's going to be a different platform. Welcome, Mark.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Nakia. How are you?
I mean, I'm sorry, Andrew. Y'all not doing it every single week. And I know who I'm talking to. I just still do it, don't I? Every single week. It never fails. Hi, guys. I'm gonna just start saying hi, guys.
There we go. We got it covered with both people, right?
Right.
Well, thank y'all. We're glad everybody's here this evening. Certainly know it's Monday night, so we will run through this together. Karen and Blanca, it's a small group tonight, so if you guys have any questions, just come off mute as we roll through. Otherwise, we will go through this information tonight. Nothing too hard about Facebook Live, but just a powerful tool that you can add to your business to help create more brand awareness for yourself and really help to continue to have your clients know, like, and trust you as you continue to build out your book of business as well. So first question, why would we go Facebook Live, right? We know it can be a little bit exhausting to keep up what's next in social media, what's next in the digital space, right? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Live. Facebook Live is a really good thing that you could have in your online strategy. It's a free and easy way for us to really use the power of video. And I like to use the word edutain people, right? Like, because we're doing education on it, but they're more likely to watch the video as opposed to just having a big long post out there and throwing a picture on there. So that's one reason why we do it. We've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, the power of video and why we need to have that as part of our business. So going live uses the social power of what Facebook has, right? People get notified when their friends are watching a live video, and users can invite others to watch a live video online with them. So there's a really large reach and a tremendous scale that Facebook Live can have. They can also really have people jump in at any time while the video is streaming, and they can start to use reactions and comments to engage with whoever's live streaming on the platform too. So they can ask questions, they can like, they can comment, they can watch how other viewers are reacting in real time. And that's just engagement at the end of the day, right? And the more engagement we're having with people on a day in and day out basis, the quicker we're going to see our businesses get up and running, and the quicker we'll see the explosion of business that we're looking for. So this is going to help you build your brand. It's going to help you build awareness around what you do and ultimately build trust with your followers. So think of Facebook Live as a way to build an audience without having to really necessarily leave your couch. The best part is here that the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, just like any of the stuff we've been talking about the last few weeks as far as video goes. So actually, funny enough, like Facebook favors live. They update the algorithms pretty frequently. For example, before they released live video, Facebook used to incentivize brands to actually have more visual elements to social posts, while at the same time updating the news feed to make photos more prominent. So in the latest updates that they did, the algorithm actually favors the video, especially live video over other content. So if you want more engagement and you want people to actually see what you're doing, your results from Facebook video will actually give you a significant improvement in your results as opposed to just posting a picture out there. The best part about it, we're all already on Facebook, right? So getting started with live video is very straightforward. We're literally going to show you how to go live here in just a couple of slides, but then we'll start to show you some things that you can do with it as well. It's like what we talked about. What's the easiest thing that we can do? What's the easiest tool that we have at our disposal that we can actually use to start shooting video? Anybody?
Our phones.
There we go, right? Our smartphone. So if you can push a button and speak, you can live stream video on Facebook, which is great. So by the end of the time here today, we'll see how easy it is to get started, how it can help build your brand, create trust with your clients again, and grow your business. So let's get rolling with it, right? People like live video. It's hard to beat the value of creating things that your audience wants more of. Social video, anybody have any idea how much of a percentage video gets consumed at more than pictures?
I'm gonna say 70%. What you think? Up 75%, 80%?
Oh,
85.
way higher than that, Nakia.
Wow.
Social video generates a 1,200% more shares than posts with images or text. So people clearly enjoy interacting with that video content more, right? Live video takes your engagement up a notch, so it's becoming more and more popular. So Facebook, according to Facebook, people are actually spend 3 times as long watching live videos as they do regular ones. So let that sink in, right? Think about it as you're scrolling through Facebook and you might see a cute video of a puppy that goes for 30 seconds. You might watch 10 or 15 seconds of it. But if you see Nakia walking around and she's got her phone out and she's live at an event, or she's live at an open house or whatever that might be, you're going to be more intrigued to say, what's Nakia up to? Let me shoot a little message to her in the chat here. And that just creates engagement. That just creates conversations, right?
Yeah.
So let's show you where you can actually go live, right? And I'm talking about like how to actually click on the button and have you go live on Facebook so that people can start to see that stuff. The first place is your personal profile. This is where you can share mostly personal content, kids, family, fun activities, local happenings, passions, interests. It's okay to, a lot of what we've been talking about, right? It's okay to share some business stuff on your personal page as well. But let's keep in mind that 80-20 rule of trying to keep 80% personal and 20% business related on your personal feed. Your personal profile is really a great place to get started with Facebook Live, to get your feet wet and start building your confidence, because you already have your following created there. Now, last week, what we talked about was creating your Facebook business page, right? Or I'm sorry, this is still in your personal profile here. So this is where you would go. You've got your live video right here. So you can literally be on Facebook, click that button on your desktop and you're live. So that might be something where if you're sitting at your desk and you've got something you just want to share, you could log into Facebook on your computer, give them the camera access, and then you're able to just record a live video while you're sitting here at your desk. So the business page, like we talked about last time on Movement Monday, right? And this is one of the reasons that it was important that we covered that one first. That's a great place to go live, because if people are following your business page, they expect you to be talking about your business, right? That's going to be a great place for where you can actually go in and start diving deep on who you are and what you do. So right here, if you log into Facebook on your desktop, the same thing here. You can log into your business page, click go live by clicking on that live video icon on the right, and then you're live. So another interesting thing that you can think about as well is Facebook groups, right? So if you have a local Facebook group, Nakia, I know you have several of these, right? Where you can go live at any time in there and make sure your group is set to public. That's going to help you get maximum engagement and reach, right? I know a strategy for some agents is they create these Facebook groups and they become the mayor of these groups. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be about real estate, that group. It could be, Foodies of Charlotte, right? That was an example that we had a couple of weeks ago about when we started talking about ways that you can actually become these mayors of these group pages. Nakia, can you add a little bit about, do you utilize this in any of the groups that you're the mayor of, or is this something that you're thinking about adding in?
So we went live in the real estate test prep group, actually. And that's where we're going to go live. I think going live gives people a chance to see you and as you. It's kind of like an on-the-job interview. So the reason we went live there is to get these agents who haven't even gotten a real estate license to kind of hear from you, give them tips and tricks on how to pass the exam, or really our first topic was what happens next. I passed my real estate exam. What do I do next? So we just gave them tips on interviewing brokers, et cetera, et cetera. And also it let everybody in the group know that we're available if you want to join our group. But the other thing about having it in a group is it records and it stays in the group. So that's a good thing, because then it becomes a post in the group and people will see it once they do go into the group if they haven't already.
Absolutely, right? It's a great way for you to be able to leverage those things and then be able to provide value, right? At the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do with this video content, is provide value to others in our lives that we're working with, so that they understand when that time comes for real estate needs, we need to be talking to you. So here, this would be an example here in a group page right here. Click on this live video, and that's how you could create it. Again, straight from the desktop. You just click that live video button, and there you are. Now, I know seems like we were a little bit like dinosaurs there, talking about going live on the desktop. So let's talk about mobile. Does everybody have the Facebook app? I imagine we probably all have the Facebook app on our phone, right? If not, it's right there in the App Store for you to go get. So on your smartphone, you can go live in just a few steps. So you can go straight to your Facebook profile, click on what's on your mind, and then down under there, there's a live video icon. And then you can select your privacy settings here. So you can choose public, friends accept, only X, Y, and Z. If you're posting for your real estate business and your brand, you'll probably want to make it public, right? You want as many people and as many eyeballs to see it as possible. So if you're posting as yourself, you might want to reserve the broadcast just for your friends. But if you're new to Facebook Live and want to test it out first and want to see what something might look like, and then switch to privacy settings, you can do that to only me, right? So you can find the only me option down here at the bottom, right? That's going to allow you to just do a test run, basically, where it's just you and you're seeing everything that's in there. So this feature is only available on your Facebook personal profile. Your business pages and groups and events don't have the privacy settings as an option. So just keep that in mind as you are starting to experiment with this and start going live. So this is really important, right? We need to write a compelling description. So give whatever you're talking about a description, which is going to show up on people's news feeds like a status update above the video. So to get people to tune in, right? Usually, an attention grabbing headline and help them understand what your broadcast is about. So that could be, hey, 5 tips for first-time home buyers, or open house at 123 Main Street. And that's going to capture people's attentions for whoever that might be. So leave the default settings of sharing your live video in a post versus story, as the stories will disappear after 24 hours, whereas the post is going to stay on your news feed. So going back to the privacy settings on your business or your fan page, groups and events don't have the privacy settings as an option. So you can choose public, friends accept, only me, that you've established previously for those. And then it's just as easy as clicking go live. And then they'll give you a little 3, 2, 1 countdown, and you are live and on the news there. Mm-hmm. So interact with your viewers and commenters, right? If people are on there and they're talking to you during your live broadcast, be sure to keep them engaged and encourage them to interact with you. So have them throw you a like, right? Have them ask you a question. Make sure that anytime they come on, acknowledge that they came on, right? So if I was doing a Facebook Live and Mark showed up, I'd say, hey, Mark, nice to see you. How's everything going, right? And he can write back directly in that, and we can start to have a little conversation back and forth. If you needed to block somebody, right? I know. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often, but if you got a hater out there that's just won't leave you alone or is saying negative things, you could actually just click on the profile picture of that person and block them, right? So that they aren't able to go in there and sabotage what you're doing, basically. You do have the ability to go back and unblock them. I don't know, for whatever reason it is, sometimes your friends, when you're a little bit younger, might hop on there and do something silly. But for the most part, I think everyone's pretty much adults at this point. So you shouldn't have too much of that. But if you needed that feature, that is available as well. I
see celebrities have to do that a lot. When I'm on like a celebrity live, it's always
perfect.
A stalker, a hater, or somebody. I'll be like, why are these people even on this live if they say something negative? And I was always wondering how they say you're blocked. You're blocked. Now I know what they're doing.
That's probably a perfect example, right? Like a celebrity, a politician, somebody like that. They probably have to use that block feature. Hopefully, when we're just talking about our lives in real estate and mortgage, we don't have to block anybody.
We
If not,
appreciate
they need to
reputation.
be out of your group permanently. So let's go over a couple things that we want to do before the broadcast, right? Because we don't want to just go live and just be like, oh, surprise, right? So the first thing we want to think about is ways that we can notify people in advance. So if you promote it, more people are aware of what's going on. They're naturally going to say, oh, yeah, that's going on at this time. So these are very, very simple things, right? You can send an email to a group of people that, hey, I'm going live on Facebook on Saturday at 2 at an open house at 123 Main Street. You can use your local groups to make an announcement in there. You can run an ad on Facebook for when you're going live. Post it on social media so that people know it. I think, see a lot of people who do kind of like a 3-day countdown of, hey, big news coming in 3 days. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm going live in 2 days to talk about this. Hey, just a reminder, we're going live in 24 hours. Hey, we're going live in 30 minutes. Make sure you're there. So people that continuously post it and hope it and prop it up, right? Those are the ones that are having the most success with Facebook Live. So think of a great headline, right? When we're in that digital space, we've got to have something that's attention grabbing and attention grabbing quick, right? We're all like dogs chasing the squirrel on social media. We're like, oh, okay, I'm on to my next one. Oh, I keep scrolling. Okay, whatever, right? So how do we keep people engaged and how do we keep them on that live broadcast? We got to make sure we have an intriguing headline that's going to draw them in the first place.
I always leave it open. So I may say, oh my goodness, guess what happened? Or, something like that. And then that way
Right.
they're wondering, they'll probably try to stay to the end. So, or I'll leave it, I'll say, I opened this email today and then I put ... So they're like, okay, well, what happened when she opened that email? Well, what really happened?
The natural intrigue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. This one might sound really simple. Connect to Wi-Fi. Because if you go in and your service is spotty or you're not able to maybe you're chewing up your data plan, whatever that might be, just make sure you're on Wi-Fi. That'll ensure you got a smooth connection. Your video will be a lot smoother. The choppiness will be eliminated. The picture quality will be higher because of the service you have with the Wi-Fi as well. So that's another thing to think about. Another simple one. Let's make sure our battery is fully charged if we're going to go live, or make sure that you have it plugged into a power source if you're going live. I know we've all got those kind of, I think they even make cases now that have batteries in them and stuff as well. But it might seem simple, right? But at the end of the day, there's definitely Facebook Live sessions where somebody has been talking and things are going great, and then all of a sudden it's gone, right? Because the battery died on their phone. So I think people think that, hey, I'm going live, it's not going to use that much battery. But if you're under 70%, you're probably going to run out of battery if you're on there for long. So just be aware of that. And then turn it on Do Not Disturb, because phone calls, text, email, any type of notification is also going to interrupt your stream. And so you want to make sure you have a constant stream going when you are on the live platform through Facebook. So just make sure you turn on your Do Not Disturb on your phone. iPhone's made that real easy now with just dragging down from the corner and turning it off in the control center there. Just so you'll have a smooth, uninterrupted flow.
Yeah, I have to use that now, even with Zoom, because when you're on your computer, if you're on this MacBook, your MacBook rings if your phone.
Yeah.
So luckily enough, they if you fix it on your phone, they also fix it on your iPad and your computer now. So I use the focus settings or work settings and say no calls, no notifications for a little bit.
Those are great. I highly recommend just using that in everyday life, just to have you a little bit of sanity too. And then style of the scene. So make sure your background is clutter free. Obviously, we've talked about the lighting being important, sound quality being important. So if you're at a really neat open house, like this could be, hey, check out this. It could just be the cool kitchen behind you, right? So if people are distracted, they're less likely to hear what you're talking about. All right, so stabilizing of the camera. These are, you see this all the time now, right? You've got a selfie stick, you've got one of those carryable tripods, you've got it almost looks like an octopus. It might even be called an octopus. It's got, a couple things that you can kind of just wrap around your hand. That's going to help keep your camera stabilized, right? And if people are tuning in and your hand's moving all over the place and the picture's moving all over the place, they're going to say, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't want to keep watching this. This is giving me a headache, right? So just be aware of that, of stabilizing the camera. I know a lot of these things seem simple, but they're all the small details. If we're not paying attention to them, can really have a detriment to what we're trying to accomplish when we're using Facebook Live. All right, so 5 things that you absolutely have to do on Facebook Live. So these are kind of just great things to have in mind when you're creating live content. A great idea would be kind of posting the behind the scenes footage of your transaction that you're doing. So for example, if you've got a company that is coming in and staging the home, let's say they're bringing in great pieces of artwork, they're bringing in cool couch, big flat screen TV. This would be a great time if you're at that house when they're doing all this stuff to grab your phone and go live. Oh, hey, we got ABC Moving Company coming in and getting the place staged. Shout out to them. They always do a great job for our clients. They're awesome. Just wanted to show you, look, hey, we're putting this with this couch here and this bed here and get this properly staged, and we're going to get our sellers top dollar, right? Perfect example of something you could do on going live. Another thing you do is provide a sneak peek of a new home coming to the market, right? So if you've got a pre-showing appointment with your sellers, maybe you're snapping some pictures of the photographers taking their pictures, or if you can get yourself live with the drone going in the background, basically just showing the value that you're bringing to your clients and the investment that you're making and selling their property. So focusing on your personal brand, right? Make sure in your lives, you give people a reason to know, like, and trust you, right? They want to see that you're more than just a real estate agent. So go live with, your family life. Obviously not everything goes live, but hey, we're out at Six Flags today with my family. We can't wait to ride this roller coaster. Hey, John in the chat, what's your favorite roller coaster at Six Flags, right? Just showing people that you're a normal person, and using live to do that is a great way to be able to show that to your clients. I think a lot of people just can get turned off by real estate agents and loan officers who are just business, and don't show that they're more than just that. So showcasing of an open house, I think this could be a huge one, right? You can go on Facebook, promote it like we talked about, kind of make that 3-day countdown, let them know that you're going to be working the open house and to come see you. And then, maybe 30 minutes before the open house starts, you go live and do a quick walkthrough of the house. I'm going to show you an example of that. We're not going to watch the whole video, but I just want to show you an example of Natalie here, who went live.
Hello.
That would work, Nakia? All right.
This is Natalie Baruch with Realty Executives NOLA, and it's Wednesday, and we're on Broker Tour. It is your Broker Chat with Nat. Today, I wanted to give you a little sneak peek of what's going on here. We are in Rayford Oaks again at 533 Strawberry Lane, and we are having an open house today from 12 to 2. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home with an optional 4th bedroom. The study could be used as a 4th bedroom if you need it. This is 2,200 square feet. It's a 1 level, and it backs up to green space. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a heads up. This house is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. It might as well be right out of HGTV magazine. So with complete built-ins throughout, the upgraded appliances, Electrolux stainless steel appliances, energy efficient home, crown molding, just many things to name. So I just want to give you a little preview of what's going on here. We have Chili's sponsored, so if anyone is hungry in the area, we've got Chili's. And so here are some things that you can look at: the Obear Insurance and Title Stream. You've seen these logos before. Blake Bruce Construction, and of course myself. The 4th bedroom.
Just gonna skip ahead.
And I'm going to tell you I'm going to show you my 2 favorite things about this house. In this master bedroom, you walk in the master bath, you go in this master closet, you think you're going to hit the back wall, but no. Boom, you've got a laundry room. And then, what is that? A custom mud bench? Yes, because this mud room that goes back into the kitchen has a half bath, and then this is a 2-car garage that opens up to the outside. Now, one thing that I have a lot of people tell me is that they don't like dark cabinets anymore. No one likes dark cabinets. Well, you will not find those here. These are the nice, modern shaker-style cabinets with the upgraded hardware appliances, the upgraded stainless steel appliances. Those are Electrolux appliances. And that background, that backsplash, that is marble. It's a marble herringbone pattern.
So we get the point there, right? She's doing a great job of highlighting the house, the features of it that she loves. What do y'all notice about Natalie's video?
It's natural.
Yeah, nailed it, right, Nakia? Like she's just being herself. And at the end of the day, I think we all are so guilty of, if I'm going to get on video, everything has to be perfect. Oh no, I said something. I said, or, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. And I just kind of stumbled through it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares except us. And at the end of the day, this content like this is creating more and more opportunities for the agents that are utilizing that. Now, Natalie hit on the cabinets. I do think they need to repaint that house, but everything else I thought looked pretty good. So that's a great idea of something you could be doing and utilizing Facebook Live to show off either an upcoming listing that you have or an open house that you're doing or whatever that might be the case.
I love that master bedroom bath
That was
goes
sweet.
in the closet and then goes into the laundry and then goes through the mud room and you can sneak out the garage out. That was my house she was showing. So she picked that feature. She definitely should have featured. That was my house right there.
I like that. Yeah. And if your kids got too much energy, you can open all the doors and let them run circles until they're tired.
Continuous flow.
Yeah.
So another thing, and this is something that we've talked about with other video series portions of what we talked about on Movement Mondays, right? Featuring a neighborhood. So you could, hey, we're listing 123 Main Street and Barrington neighborhood, right? This is what I love about Barrington. They've got, look at this clubhouse that they have that has a gym, that has the pool with the slide for your kids, right? Make sure you're highlighting neighborhoods when you're doing this stuff as well. I think that is a huge opportunity for people if they can commit to doing that and create a series of that on YouTube. We're seeing several really successful agents in Charlotte do that because it feels like every 100 yards you go in Charlotte, all of a sudden you're in a new neighborhood with new place to eat, new shops, whatever that might be. So start doing that. You're going to create relationships in the local community. You're going to help small businesses as well, which they're going to be more inclined to think about you when it comes to real estate as well. All right. So what do we actually do when we go live, right? What are we going to actually talk about on the live stream? So don't worry about the viewers. That's all I'm going to say. At first, you might go live and you might have one person on your live, and it might be your mom or your dad. And in the beginning, you're not going to get many live viewers, so don't worry. It's all about the replay in the long run. Once your video is done, it's going to get a lot more views, and you can actually start to embed it on like a blog or share it on other social media or send it out in an email blast to your sphere of clients. So have a structure. Move your viewers through a beginning, a middle, and an end. Start by telling your viewers what you're going to talk about, why you're going to talk about it. And then when you're done, like everything, right, we got to have that call to action. So invite them to visit your website or your Facebook page. Tell them you're going to be going live again. And just having a simple framework like that will help the content move. And then capturing the lead. So ask people to subscribe to you so that they get a notification every time you go live on Facebook. You may, I think the strategy is kind of ask them in the beginning, ask them in the middle, and then ask them again at the end, right? And have the opportunity for them to go ahead and hit subscribe to you so that they can get those notifications when you're going live. And we've got to be giving them a reason, right? Like, and that's where it gets to the value. So that's where whatever we're talking about needs to be a topic that's actually going to capture people's attention. and education seems to be one of those biggest things, right? You can go live anywhere. When you're at an open house, when you're shopping for light bulbs at Home Depot, when you're putting out signs, take 10 minutes to show your prospects and your clients that you're working for them, right? All you need is a mobile device. So there's really no technology roadblocks that any of us should really be able to hit there. Then making sure we're engaging. So when we're actually live, make sure that you're engaging with your audience. So if they comment, make sure that you respond to their comment. And that doesn't mean go in and type your comment, right? Comment on it live on the video, and share those streams in real time. And they can ask you a question, you can ask them a question, and your answers will be right there, and it's recording for you. So you'll be able to access the video later as well.
I like talking to people because sometimes on Facebook Live, it just feels like you're talking to yourself. So I always try to engage with the audience.
Absolutely. So, and they say this is kind of the sweet spot, right? Is stay on the session for 15 to 30 minutes. Seems like a long time, but while you're there, that gives people time to actually pop in and out. So it's going to give you a ton of reach through your friend group and the other people's friend groups that actually log on. So make sure you're on there. Make sure that they can tune in. Even if it's just a wide open Q&A about real estate for 15 minutes, just have that available, create that content. And then like we just talked about, you're going to have the ability to share it on other social sites, share it in a blast to your clients, whatever it might be. And then, like we just talked about, right, end with a call to action. Every Facebook Live session should be done with a business purpose. So grab the free home buyer training workbook that I've put together. Come see me at my open house at 123 Main Street on Saturday at noon. If you can't make it, send your friends, all that good stuff, right?
Share this video.
Share this video, subscribe. Okay, so now that we talked about what to do on the broadcast, what should we do afterwards? And how can we use this content to help our businesses grow? So download the Facebook Live broadcast first. So that they'll give you that option. So make sure that you actually do it. So after you've recorded the post, you can post it as usual. And then if you want to download it, there's a downward arrow icon that looks like this that you'll just tap on and be able to take it. If you don't like the video and want to delete it, it's really as simple as you've got your delete option right here. Now, when you download it, you can use it on things like YouTube channel. If you've got that, that would be a great place for you to repost it. Again, you can embed it in places like your blog, and when you're directing clients to your website, they'll be able to see those.
I like this right here. Repurpose.
Right. And I think that's really important to kind of call it back to what we just talked about of don't get discouraged if you've only got 1, 2, or 3 people on your live stream. That's not the end all be all of why you're doing it and what you're creating with it. This is going to be able to be able to create content to show a real authentic you to other people, and then repurpose it on other sites, repurpose it on other marketing materials that you have. Very, very important right here. So you don't have to stop at YouTube, right? You can use that URL for your Facebook Live replay, and you can share that across everything. Twitter, you can share that across Instagram. You can put it in the story. You can put it on, I don't know how you might be able to put it on TikTok, but I'm sure Nakia's got a way that you can. But there's so many different places that we can use this on, and really a couple of platforms that we have coming up in the next couple of weeks on Movement Mondays that we're going to teach you all to be good users on as well. So make sure you're sharing that stream after you've captured it. This is a great one. So even after the live broadcast is ended, you might have 15 people on there, and maybe all of a sudden there are questions flying, and maybe you miss one. So always watch a replay and understand, did I miss any questions? Did I not address anything? And then if you did, just go back in and say, hey, I'm sorry I missed your question. I'd like to answer it for you now. Here you go, right? So don't leave any comments or questions unanswered. Even if someone just pops in and says, hey, hello, how are you? Go back in and make sure you comment on it, right? Say, hey, thank you so much for being here. we really appreciate it. Hello to you. How's your week going? Right. And these are just conversation starters more than anything. They're just helping you start new relationships with people or rekindle other relationships that you have with people.
And it puts the engagement of that Facebook Live back to the forefront once you start commenting later. Brings it right back into the algorithm and into the role.
That's right. The more interaction, the higher you're going to show up on other people's news feeds. And then it's really a rinse and repeat, right? So remember, the next time you're filling out paperwork or waiting for a client to arrive at home or staging a bathroom, grab your phone and just go live on Facebook and show your audience how hard you work, right? Teach them something helpful. It'll help you increase visibility. It's going to help your credibility. It'll help your brand. And ultimately, that's going to help create more clients for you all. I think it's a great opportunity. There's obviously we work in real estate and we know how difficult it is, but from talking to other people that don't work in real estate, they think being a real estate agent is easy. I think we all know on this call that couldn't be further from the truth, but I don't think they understand the day-to-day that goes into being a successful real estate agent, right? And what an opportunity Facebook Live gives you to show you and to give potential clients an idea of how hard you're working for them, right? And how you have their best interests in mind and how you're going to help them get the most money they can for their house. That's where this is a really powerful tool. I think that we've got to address that with people because they naturally think being a real estate agent is easy. And that's probably caused by a little bit by this market, a little bit by shows they see on TV, or honestly, unfortunately, I hate to say this, there's a lot of real estate agents that are just lazy, and those are the ones that don't do any business and they wonder why they don't have any clients and why they can't get a closing. It's because they're not doing the work that's required to do it. So show people how hard you're working. Use Facebook Live as a way to do that.
So I'm thinking that no real estate agent should be hosting an open house without at least going live to talk about it at least once.
That seems like the easiest place to get started on it, right? If you're hosting an open house, that seems like the best way to get started with Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So you guys know all about boost and post, right? On Facebook, you could come in and you could boost this post as well, so that you could actually have it show up higher on people's news feeds and across people maybe that you're not even friends with as well. So make sure if you're going to boost that live session with the objective of getting more likes or getting more connections, always boost from the ads manager page and not just directly from your personal or your professional page. That way they'll have more options. And I actually think some of this has changed over the last 12 months. I know they continuously are tweaking the ad rule. Nakia, do you know much about the ad rule on Facebook?
So in real estate and especially on the recruiting side or career side, they don't let you do a lot. So it's a lot of rules. They ask you a bunch of questions to make sure you stay in compliance with things. And just always, when you have those ads, just always make sure you're in compliance with your local laws, because in Maryland, we have very strict advertising laws. So we may not be able to boost live because we probably just can't give all the disclosures and all the information that we need to give. So I would be because we're in real estate, I would just be a little careful. And that's just from the broker manager standpoint. I don't scare anybody, but I would just be really careful.
And it does seem just like, honestly, in the last 3 years, it's become a totally different beast. I remember when I first got started, you could really like drill down on, hey, I want to target $100,000 households with 740 credit, and you can't. None of that happens anymore. So I think the boosting it still exists to an extent, but it seems like people are doing a lot of natural organic growth through going live and tagging in their other friends they have, or having friends invite other friends that they may not know into lives so that they can actually get exposure to people. It does seem like the organic growth has become much more important on Facebook than it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, especially with housing and fair housing and all that good stuff. It's very Very, very tricky. One word can throw you off. I
And
had a seller want to use the word family in her description. I'm like, no, you can't.
yeah,
So you basically don't want a single person to come and buy your house, is what you just basically said by saying the word family. Or are you, do you feel like people without children can't live in your home? So let's
right.
just leave the word family out. And she was like, oh, okay, you make a good point. So it's just scary. It's really scary out here in the world. I like to kind of behind the scenes or just walking through a house or that kind of stuff. That way you are kind of just showing people your life, but hey, I'm a realtor and I'm doing this kind of stuff versus being very specific with
Right.
properties and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
would steer towards behind the scenes, or this is what I do when I'm working, or this is what I want to talk about while I'm driving. Just to be careful.
I think you nailed it there. I think that makes a ton of sense. Number one rule is stay out of real estate jail so that we can keep you can keep selling houses and keep helping buyers.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, let's go over a couple of tools of the trade. These are some things that we've looked at on some previous ones as well, but could absolutely come in handy for Facebook Live if this is going to be part of your marketing sequence in the coming months here. So one thing to think about is looking at a tripod or some type of selfie stick. So again, you can keep that phone in a stable place so that you're not having the shaky screen or anything like that. You can find these anywhere, right? You can get these for your smartphone. You can get these for regular video cameras, for regular cameras. Amazon has all of these, Best Buy, just about anywhere you can get these. Talked about sound as well. So this is it's called the Rode SmartLav lavalier microphone. You can actually have it, and so it'd be clipping right here to your lapel so that you're got it right here on your shirt or over here on your shoulder, so that the sound is really good. So you can actually be far away from the camera, but your sound will be very, very good with the mic. Again, something that all of this stuff can pretty much be found on Amazon, just like most everything in our lives these days. And then another thing just to consider would be a 3-in-1 wide angle or a fisheye lens, whatever that might be, where that kind of is going to give more of your background behind you, as opposed to just focusing in just on your head and your head being kind of the only shot of the Facebook Live. That could just enhance the video for you to show off a little bit more. And then we all saw this a couple weeks ago as well. I think a lot of people on these chats that have been coming to this actually already have one of these, which is the dimmable light, right? So we got good sound. Now we need good lighting. And this is something that can help create good lighting for you when you're making videos. And it's called the Neowar 18-inch dimmable light. And their tagline is literally Diva Light, Botox in a bowl. So it's going to make you look good is what they're saying. And that's it for this evening. That was, Facebook Live, I don't think is overly complicated by any means. I think it's more just something that we all need a refresher on from time to time on why it's a powerful tool, why you should be using it, and great ways that you can incorporate it into real estate.
I do think more people see you on Facebook Live. I love that you can still share it in the news feed and go back to it. That's a good thing. Now, I've never downloaded, so now I want to just go Facebook Live so I can go and download something.
Right.
Because sometimes when I'm on Facebook Live, I'll have another apparatus to the side filming me so I could download it. So that was good information. So I actually learned something.
Love it.
To this evening. I wanted to make sure that everyone has the download. There's a Dropbox link in the chat box. Wanted to make sure everybody has that. And we have a few minutes for questions or suggestions, or maybe if you want to share how you have used Facebook Live recently or how you plan to use Facebook Live. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I was curious. Is anybody